In this video, we will see how we've implemented an input menu for the application that is slidable and offers two options. One is going to the panel showing the list of materials, which we implemented in the first two videos, and the other is going to the other panel, totally analogous, showing the list of customers that enables us to view detailed information on any of them. In Genexus, the implementation of panels to work and view customers is similar to the panels we developed for the materials. Here we can see the work with, where we invoke a procedure, which will make an RFC call to the SAP's BAPI that returns the list of customers. To do this, we must have imported that BAPI in Genexus. If we go to the Enterprise module where we deposited the objects imported from the ERP, we will see that we created two folders for sorting the information. In the one called Material, we find what we already had in relation to the materials. And in the second one, Customer, the structured data types and the external object that we imported to work with customers. We can see that two methods have been imported. The getList method, to obtain the list of customers, which was the one used in this procedure, and the getDetail2 method, which will be used to obtain information on a specific customer. As you can imagine, this method will be used in the procedure invoked by the ViewSDCustomer panel. By means of a variable, because a requirement is to be instanced with a customer identifier. Let's now see the implementation of the slidable menu we saw in runtime. It's the panel we called SAP App Menu. In the layout, we included a text block control whose caption is Welcome, and also a grid containing two controls corresponding to variables with the names option icon and option name. The first one is of the image type, and the second one is of the character type. This grid shows the menu options with its corresponding images. And it must allow the invocation to the corresponding object when we select a line, that is to say, one of the options. Then the first thing to do is load that grid with the images and names of the options. To do that, we use the load event of the grid that is executed exactly when the load is going to take place. A value is assigned to the variables in each line of the grid, and then we load. Note that each image was previously imported in the knowledge base. All images may be accessed through the Images node under Customization in the View folder. Here we can create new ones, or filter by name, and even get a preview of the image. We've already imported into this knowledge base the two images we've named as Customers Icon SD and Materials Icon SD, and another one we will use in the following video with the name Sales Order Icon SD. If we filter by the first one, we will not see the image because it's drawn in white, and the background here is also white. Note that if we choose to create a new image, it'll open this wizard, where we are allowed to import an image from our computer, from the network, or even from the web. If we return to our menu now, with the load, we've already loaded the two lines corresponding to our two options. Now we have to program the panel that'll be invoked as a result of selecting each line. To do that, we will see that we have associated an event we called select to the grid's default action that corresponded to the action produced as a result of the user tapping on a line. And if we look at its code, the question is, if the option name of the line selected is customers, if so, the work width of customers we showed at the beginning is invoked, and if not, if it's materials, the work width of materials is invoked. The composite command is used in the client events. The load corresponds to the system. At this moment, we will not go into those details. To do that, you can access the course on development of mobile applications for smart devices with Genexus. We will want this panel to be the main of the application and its point of entry. To do this, we must first set it up as main. And we remove the main property from the work with of materials. Additionally, we can also specify that this panel will be our starting object for the application. We specify this by right-clicking on the panel and then Set as Startup Object. If we do this, then upon executing the application, we will not need to go to the panel and right-click Run, because by simply pressing F5, the application will be built and compiled, and the emulator will be taken with that object. Let's try it by pressing F5. Here, it does not appear as a slidable menu. Why is that? Because it's not the default value for an Android application for telephones. What we must do is select the one we want to modify in the View folder under the SD Platforms node, which in this case is Android Phone, and then we change the navigation style property to Slide. Now let's press F5. And there it is. In the next video, we will add a new option to work with sales orders. The difference of the work with materials and work with customers is that here we will see how to create a new sales order in the ERP from the mobile application. And this concludes our demo.